song, I'm not very happy right now. Just sing.
It was Lawson, I believe. I can't remember.
It's my friend's favourite song.
Alright. Right, you shall have 2 minutes as you start speaking.
Hi, my name is Hannah Strathern and I am running for Democracy Officer. If elected, I aim to work on 3 key areas: ensuring the smoother running of elections, increasing participation, and streamlining general meetings. My ideas for elections include expanding the number of people who can assist in running them, and the potential to elect a temporary democracy officer if required. I would also like to reform general meetings by considering ways to make them more accessible and creating literature which explains GM procedure. I'm also interested in making the position of Chair's Aide a permanent elected position on the Democracy and Participation Board. As a first-year student, I am passionate about increasing first-year involvement with the union. I believe the way to go about this is to hold a meeting during Welcome Week which explains what the union does, and to follow this up with a Get Involved session before the first GM, where students from all years can come and speak to elected officers to find out about positions available on, for example, subcommittees. I have sat on the Democracy and Participation Board all year, and I believe this, amongst other things, will stand me in good stead if elected to the position. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. I do now have a question from the present Democracy Officer, which is myself. And your question is, if you were to chair a motion as Democracy Officer and complex amendments are brought to the steering desk and you have members trying to speak to you on implementing the amendment at the same time, how do you keep the audience listening and attentive?
Sorry, can you repeat that again, please?
Yep, I can. It's quite a long question. If you were to chair a motion as Democracy Officer and complex amendments are brought to the steering desk and you have members trying to speak to you on implementing the amendment at the same time, how do you keep the audience listening and attentive?
Okay, well, firstly, I'd send all the people trying to speak to me to the steering desk because they shouldn't be speaking to me at all. I would take the amendments in the order they came, and I think the only way to go around that was to work as fast as possible and to just try and keep the floor under control as much as possible, and to know that you won't tolerate anyone shouting out or being inappropriate while you're trying to chair.
Okay, thank you very much. Right, we shall have 2 minutes from the floor, starting from the very first question. We shall take this student here. Can Felipe please bring the mic to Ollie Rushby? Thank you very much.
Hi Hannah. So you're running for Democracy Officer. I think there's a bit of a problem with democracy in the Students' Union in our government structures. For example, the whole senior management team has no accountability to the students. They're not elected or anything, they're just appointed. What ways would you go about to ensure that these people are accountable to the student body?
Okay, well, I think it's important first that we make it clearer which members of senior management are who, so that people will find it easier to approach them. I know that it's something the trustee board has done a lot this year to try and improve accountability, and I think it's further reforms along the same line as that. Potentially maybe asking them to come to the general meetings more and present what they've been doing, or even asking them to, such as SABs do, write blogs. I think those would be 2 really important things to do.
Okay, next question please. We have a question from the student with the grey jumper.
Hi, I'm a big believer in always being able to improve. There's always room for improvement. How would you do things differently, if there is anything, from the current democracy officer?
I think the current democracy officer is maybe not as strict sometimes as I would be if I was democracy officer. I try and keep control of the floor a lot more. I think sometimes people at general meetings think they can get away with stuff and they really shouldn't be allowed to do this.
Okay, right. Next question. Yeah, the student at the front here.
So we had an article in the Orbital a couple of months ago from the former History Society president saying that their election procedure hadn't been particularly democratic. Things have improved since then, but how do you ensure that society elections keep running smoothly throughout the year and make sure things are done democratically?
This is actually something I didn't include in my manifesto, but I did consider. I thought that a member of the Democracy and Participation Board had to be present at all elections for like clubs and societies, but this isn't actually the case, so maybe next year I'd look into implementing that, just to make sure you've got someone there who knows the Constitution and knows like what the rules should be and make sure everything's being followed.
Okay, thank you. We have 43 seconds left. Do we have one more question? Okay, this will be the final question, and it will be from the student.
Hello. I thought it was important, the stuff about democracy in the SU, but of course there's also the issue of the university. Sometimes the SU can find itself at odds with the university that provides or has the potential to withdraw a lot of stuff. How would you go about trying to make sure that the university is accountable and transparent to the students?
I think this will be similar to the first question I was asked. I think it's important that we make sure that students know who it is in the university that's passing across which policy, and that way, and if we educate more students to know, maybe by posting more blogs and more documents so that the everyday student will know what the university has said, and I think if we can get more people to attend general meetings, we'll have more mandate to say to the university, look, this is what we've come up with and you need to be doing this.
Okay then, thank you very much. That is time.